Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I want to welcome you. This is the Dr. Shabai Show, and on this show, we talk about feminism, how feminism has destroyed society, as well as marriages, relationships, and home. And then we also like to tie in hot topics that may be related. And so today, I want to talk about a video that I saw. Actually, it's a short from a content creator named Theangryman. But it's about a video of a older black woman that's obviously educated and talks about how a lot of women in her age group are simply tired of going to work. So let me show you this video. We're going to come back and talk about it. And then also, I found an article that talks about where a lot of older black women and single black women are headed when it comes to what their future looks like. And we're gonna come back and talk about after I go over some of the main points in the article. But before we get started, I do want to say thank you for everyone that has subscribed to my channel, that has liked my video, left a comment. I truly, truly appreciate it. So let's get started.
Over it. Many women in my age range were raised to be strong, independent, professional, highly educated women. And most of my circle they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're educators. They have many degrees. They're doing quite well in life. And still, a lot of us have this in common right now. At this point in my life, 4 degrees later, professional, educated, clarity. I don't want to work anymore. I'm done. I'm tired of it. I am completely over it.
So, like I said, this video was a short. I just had to talk about it because this is what I've been saying for such a long time about how women are raised to put their career first, especially black women, and everything else is on the back burner. That does not work in society. Women natural calling is to have a family, and when you don't, it just creeps up on you when you're older and you don't realize it. So I hope that a lot of young women are truly seeing and understanding what us older women are trying to tell you. You are going to regret it. Everyone says they don't when they're young and free and having a good time and they're living their life and climbing that corporate ladder. But that is not what's going to make you happy. And I'm going to tell you, I know so many people who will tell you that they wish they could do things over again or differently, because that job, you can put in as many hours as you want to. You can talk about how much they love you. But if you were to pass, they were going to post your job that same day that you pass. It is not, yeah, they'll feel sorry that you're, deceased, but they're still going to continue that company while you gave your whole entire life to that company. And I will never forget when I did a exit interview for a retiree, and she was probably in her 70s, early 70s. And she grabbed my hand and tells me, hey, I wish I could spend more time with my family. That's the one regret I have. And you just don't want to be that. And then I also want to show a video that Kevin Samuel even talked about this. Let me show that video and then we'll come back.
10 to 16 years younger than you, what they should do to get a different outcome than you.
I would say just think before you speak, because I really don't sometimes, and do what makes you happy, because this is only one life, and that's all I gotta say. Because, and like I was saying before, that my mom taught me, and I never listened or thought about it till it panned out in my life. she was like you need to like pick your battles. You know what I mean? Like, you know how when people get you mad and get you upset, and if you nitpick and bitch and complain about every single thing, like, you're just gonna fuck shit up. You know what I mean? Like, mess stuff up. You know what I mean? And she was like, sometimes, like, you know, you ain't going nowhere, and you know you love this man and whatever. Like, you need to calm down and relax and not mess it up, because you're not going anywhere because you love him and you're not going anywhere. But I'm not saying like, hey, like disrespect me, but she was saying that to me, and I never understood it till I got a little older.
So 21. So 21. Did that help you in any way?
Pardon me? I can hear you.
I think what she's saying is just try not. A lot of women are impulsive, and I feel like she's saying to not be so impulsive. Is to actually think through your decisions before you actually make them, and try not to involve.
Is that what you? Okay.
I tried to dissect a little bit of some. I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
I'm
that's
reading your facial expressions and it's not making any sense. It's not connecting. And again, the whole thing about do what makes you happy is the problem. Happiness is short term, ma'am. What makes you happy is what children do. It's time to grow up. You need to do what's right. Do what's practical, like grown-ups. Stop.
Right.
I let you speak. Get out of this. I need to do what makes me happy and live my own life. This ethereal, liberal bullshit, you only got one way around it. That is amazingly short-sighted and selfish. So you can say that and then turn around and say that your mother told you something, but at the end of the day, you did what your ass wanted to do because it's all about you. And that's the problem with today's women.
That
It's
is so
not
true,
about anybody but them.
Like, we don't want to hear that, but
So there's an article in Fortune World that says a disproportionate number of Black women are kinless as they age, and advocates say they deserve a social safety net too. And the article's by Akila Wise, and it came out on December the 23rd. And so it starts off with a lady named Carlene Davis. She's 57. She started thinking about aging in her 30s, but for Carlene, she took care of her parents, but now since she's 57, she says that there's no one to care for her because she does not have a spouse or any sibling, nor does she have children. And she said there's no one in her family that could care for her. So she is like the nearly 1 million Americans who are kinless. And then it also talks about that Black women, according to a 2017 study, says that they have the lowest levels of wealth and the highest rates of kinlessness. So they have the lowest income, and then there's no one that's going to kind of be an advocate for them or be able to take care of them. And this is the result of a lot of Black women who are living solely for themselves. You know, they didn't build a community around them, they didn't get married. This is the result. And so when Kevin Samuel talks about what it is that older women can tell younger women, this is it. You know, we can tell young women that you need to be looking for a husband at 18 and 19 years old. I'm not saying you have to get married at that age, but you need to start putting in plan how to make sure that you find that husband, because we are the only culture where we are taught to be independent. Don't worry about a man. And it's not about, you know, having a man, you know, to take care of you, but it's having that support, you know, because if one person gets sick, then there's somebody else who can kind of, you know, help you out. But when you are a single woman and you have a 4 or 5 kids, when you get sick, it's you, you know. And this article to me is what I like. When Kevin Samuel asked the older woman, what would you tell her? I would say, look at the million of Black women who are struggling financially and who don't have anyone to take care of them. And it's all because they chose to do what feels good in their 20s and not look for stability as they gotten older. And then it goes on to talk about the cost of being single. They're saying that it is astronomical, when it comes to your health care. You get reduced Social Security because it's just one person and not two. And then it also talks about how a lot of single women may have to quit working earlier because of their health. And let's look at it says the state of singlehood. Nearly half of U.S. adults are single, including people who are divorced, widowed, or never married, according to September 2023 data from the American Community Survey. In 2020, over a quarter of U.S. households were one-person households, according to the survey. In addition, most U.S. women are single, with significant labor force participation that has been particularly beneficial to the post-pandemic economy. Despite these significant shift, policies that provide social and legal benefits tend to rely on Western nuclear family models. So basically, planning for a future as a kinless adult is very hard. Carl is a lab manager at a medical school in Atlanta, Georgia, and has been divorced for over 5 years after a 27-year marriage. She says being single can be challenging regarding insurance and thinking about the future. Who will care for me as I am unable to care for myself? Carol did her research and turned to friends to learn their strategies for dealing with fallout from divorce. And so, like, she goes on and talks about that a lot of her single friends are trying to form network, where if somebody is in need of something, then they'll develop a network of people, and that is good, but like I said, when Kevin Samuel asked older women, what would you tell a young person? Look at the data. Look at this article. It pays to have a family, not just financially, but mentally. So I'm going to put the entire article in the description box. So I want you all to read it. But I'm just doing this because I'm trying to give women a different perspective. It has to understand that, when you're in your 20s, this is the prime, and don't waste that time. You're picking of men. Make sure you pick wisely. Make sure that you have a plan in place. And of course, things happen. I'm divorced. You get divorced, and things happen. We're not saying that, but if you go into it not even thinking about your future and trying to get married, then that's where the issues are. So I would love to hear what you think. Please leave your comments. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. Until next time, this is Dr. Shabai. I will see you later. Bye.